Mic check 1 2 1 2. I might be struggle streaming in this one, fellas, but it's been a while since I went live. And with the news that came out the other day, I thought it was only fitting to be able to make this video as a tribute to our brother Kevin Samuel. So in this video, like I said, I might be struggle streaming, might be some audio issues, but just keep in mind, I haven't went live in well over like a year. So it might be bad, but it's okay. We're going to get through this one. And the reason why I decided to go live here this morning is really because of the news that came out about our brother. None other than the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Kevin Samuels. And it was crazy for me to find out this news. When I heard the news, just like most of you guys, I couldn't believe it because I'm still in a state of shock about this. I was really hoping on Friday that, it wasn't true, just like most of you guys. And once the news finally hit, I said to myself, God, this is crazy. The man just made a video, I think on Wednesday night. And, it was one of those things to where I just didn't want to believe it. To be honest with you, I still don't want to believe it. But now that the news just came out, I wanted to be able to make this tribute video, this thank you to Mr. Kevin Samuels for all the good work that he has done. And let me just say this, condolences to his family, to everybody that knows the brother. I don't know this man at all, but I know he inspired me, just like I know he inspired a lot of you guys. So I want to send out a well wish to all of his family members and hope that they're getting through this troublesome time, because death is one of those things that when it happens, it almost leaves you in a state of shock. But in this video or in this live, I want to tell you guys about how I come to find out about Kevin Samuels, the impression that he left upon me, and how he made me a better content creator, as well as also talking about how we can keep his message going. So with that being said, let's get into this. This is not going to be a long live here. I'm going to get out there and I'm going to go enjoy my Sunday. But I thought it was only fitting to be able to do this. So let me start at the beginning of how I met. Rather, let me clean that up. Let me start with telling you guys about how I came to find out about Mr. Kevin Samuels. So around a year ago, or maybe like a year and a half ago, my cousin, my younger cousin at that, he came to visit me here in Atlanta. And, he had basically told me as soon as he came in, I picked him up from the airport and we got to my house and I told him, I said, man, take your bags off, unload, relax, do what you need to do just to get yourself going and get yourself together. So my younger cousin tells me, and he's like, bro, you need to pay attention to this Mr. Kevin Samuels guy. And I'm saying that myself at the time. I'm like, who is Kevin Samuels? I never heard of Kevin Samuels before. I don't know anything about Mr. Kevin Samuels. And we watched the video. And let me see if I can pull the video up. So bear with me. It might be a little, iffy here. But let me share with you how I come to find out about Mr. Kevin Samuels. So let me share my screen right here. Bear with me. Gents, if you guys are coming in the room, please understand this might be a struggle stream. I have not streamed live in so long, but I want to be able to tell you guys about my Kevin Samuels story. So let me share with you guys my screen here and let's get into this. So let me move this around. Pardon me, I know it looks crazy. It was this video right here. Hopefully you guys can see it. And everybody knows about the average at best video. But at the time, I had no idea about Mr. Kevin Samuels. I didn't know anything about his content. And my cousin said, man, you need to watch this video. And I said, why would I watch this video? And he goes, bro, in a lot of ways, you are very similar to this man. And we started watching the video for maybe about 15 minutes, man. And I'm sitting up there and I'm telling him, man, turn this off, man. I don't want to hear this stuff. And the reason why I was saying that at the time was because in this video, this girl looked like she was about damn ready to cry. And it's tough for me as a man to be able to see women cry like that, even though I know, Kevin was definitely telling her the truth. Just like when I speak to women, I tell them the truth, but I was like, man, turn this off. I don't want to watch this. So then all of a sudden, a few days pass, right? And my cousin, he heads back out to the West Coast in Utah. And it's very funny as men, we'll say, hey, we don't want to watch something or we're not going to pay attention to something. But when we often get alone and it's just us and our thoughts or us and our, mindset or whatever, and I started watching the man's content. I was like, hold on, hold on, hold on. This brother is spot on about some of the things that he's talking about here, right? And I'm like, man, this is great, So now I became a fan of his and I started binge watching his content. And I said, hold up now. I'd like to talk to women about some of these issues. And Kevin Samuels actually inspired me to start my channel about a year ago, just from listening to the conversations he was having and the important messages that he was not only getting across to Black men, but also Black women. And I said, you know what? I need to go out here and, start a channel because I think I got something to say. So the brother motivated me. But at the time, I was just like, nah, man, I ain't trying to listen to this. And I'm so glad and so thankful that I got a chance to really listen to the brother's content while he was here with us because he left such a, I want to say, he left such an impression on me as a person, right? And just like many of you guys, he probably changed your life for the better, told you how to be a better man. And if you're a woman listening to this, he probably helped you out realizing that you may have made some mistakes or maybe you wasn't paying attention in life to the decisions you made as far as relationships. And Kevin Samuels was able to help me out. And I want to say thank you to Mr. Kevin Samuels there. But the story gets deeper, right? So I'm watching all the videos and stuff, and I saw one particular video to where it was this video right here. Hopefully you guys can see this on the screen. I made a video about this video that he did. I basically reacted to it. And it was so funny at the time because really, I had done a few Kevin Samuels videos and they were all successful. And I want to say thank you to Mr. Kevin Samuels in that regard while it's still here fresh on my brain, because without Kevin Samuels, I wouldn't have half of the watch hours that I have. I probably wouldn't even have the subscribers that I have without reacting to Mr. Kevin Samuels videos. And the first Kevin Samuels video that I did, it's probably got like 16,000 views, probably like one of my most popular videos. I had a lot of people, really chiming into the conversation. And I'm thankful for him because, like I said, without his content, without me reacting to it, I would have never got even this far. So I ended up doing a reaction video to this conversation that he was having with this woman. And it's so funny because I basically did the whole damn video. I had no idea about how to react to his content, the rules that he had in place about it. And to be fair, I did send him like an email saying, hey, I love your content. I would love to react to it. But I knew I was a scrub at the time. I was like, why would he pay attention to me or why would he even email me, right? So I did the video and I reacted to the whole damn video. I even did like a transition in the video to where I started talking about something else. I wake up like 3 days later and I'm hit with a copyright claim. And I'm like, oh, hell no. Like, I was flabbergasted. I was just like, what did I do wrong? Because like I said, I had no idea of how to react to the brother's content, right? So I see the copyright claim and then it tells me to go to like YouTube school for copyright. I did it and everything. But let me tell you about what happened in this moment. Now, I'm not an emotional guy. I think I'm very level-headed. As being a man, I try to think about things logically. And at the time, I might have been a little disappointed, but I was never gonna go say, F this brother, how dare him do this? I wasn't gonna get in my feelings like that, but I was disappointed. But let me tell you what happened. just like when you run up against something in life and you're faced with adversity, whether you're a corporate guy or whether you're a guy out on the block, and you make some decisions. For instance, you are responsible for something, you don't bring your bag back the way you're supposed to, there's going to be penalties to that. You're in corporate America. I've worked in sales my whole life, and now I'm in sales management. Imagine if my RVP talked to me or my MVP talked to me and they say, hey, what is your team forecasting? And then I said goose eggs. There will be consequences for those actions. And just like when I did this man's reaction video and I did it the wrong way, there were consequences for it. But what he did in that moment was teach me how to diversify my content. Because me, just like other content creators out there, we were reacting to this man's content because it was so good, and it helped to grow your channel better. But it taught me how to diversify my content. So then I started finding Reddits. Then I started finding other reaction channels. I started reading articles and presenting them to you guys in these videos. But if Kevin didn't do that for me, I might have just kept living off of Kevin Samuels videos. But he made me a better person in that moment because I didn't have to rely on him. And it was just like, go out there and expand your knowledge base, learn about what it is that you can bring to this particular sphere, if you will. And it made me such a better person and a better content creator. And in the oddest way, when you are hit with adversity, you either step up or you step out. And for me, it taught me how to step up. So instead of being mad at the brother, I was just like, this brother's absolutely right. I should have never done that video, or I should have learned how to react to his comment, his videos, and how to stay on subject and things like that. So, I learned how to diversify, and I came back like a week later, and Kevin had like a video that he had did, right? And he was talking to really content creators, and he was like, talking about what we should do if we're going to react to his videos. He understood that part of his fame and his success was really about other content creators and helping them, or them doing videos to help him get on World Star and get bigger. So he's very appreciative of that. So in this particular video, I learned that you can't do the whole damn video. You can't transition. And I think I transitioned to something like, I looked at this woman talking and I was like, man, this chick is going to end up homeless. And then I started doing some kind of surveys that I found out about Black women being homeless. And then I looked at it, and Kevin said, make sure you stay on subject, and did all these other things. And I'm pretty sure the brother wasn't just talking about me. It probably had to be other content creators that were doing this stuff too. But I went back and I learned how to react to the man's content. I didn't get in my feelings and be stuck on everything and just try to be like, oh, this man's a hater. I didn't do any of that because I realized that this brother was right. And I always had respect for a man. And let me tell you why. As a brother, I was always going to respect him. As a man inside the community and outside the community, I was always going to respect this man because that's just something I was brought up on. I was always big on respect. As a older gentleman, I respected him, So I said to myself, let me go watch the videos and learn what I did wrong. How can I be better? Instead of blaming him, I said, no, let me step my game up. Now, I still got a long ways to go because as a content creator, if I had to rank myself, I probably would call myself a 4 because I just started this thing. And without him and his talking points, just like people who probably came before him that made him better, it was up to me to soak up the knowledge, not get in my feelings, and learn how to be a better man and a better content creator. So I want to say thank you, Mr. Kevin Samuels, for doing that for me. Now, let me get back over here, and sorry you guys are seeing that right there. So that's what really was a big part of it. Now, the next thing I want to transition to is the fact that Kevin was so honest with his content. And it really helped me, but I know it helped a lot of women. What do I mean by that? I'm really talking about the honesty that he really shared with people, man. These videos that he would make, and you would think that, he was calling out these women. He wasn't really calling out these women. What he was doing was trying to show them different ways that they can improve themselves. They can learn a little bit about what mistakes that they made in relationships. And I had always looked at that. But you always had a lot of people out there that would call him, all types of names and say that he's demeaning and all this other stuff. And I was like, man, these people got it wrong. But let me tell you about the difference between somebody who's looking at things objectively versus somebody who's just being negative. For instance, one of my favorite content creators out there, I'm not going to mention the brother's name, him and Kevin didn't see eye to eye on things. And this brother was passionate about the reason why, he had issues with Kevin. And this is how you know the soul of a man. When he found out the news that Kevin had passed away, that brother went up there and cleared the record. And I was so proud of this brother because he said to himself, he was like, look, let me get something clear. When somebody passes away, we're not going to sit up here and spit on them and say anything bad about them. We're going to praise them. And this brother right here, who had what he felt was a legitimate beef with Kevin about things, he did nothing but show respect for that man on when he found out that man passed away. And like I said, I was so proud of that brother because it kind of goes back to something that I firmly believe in. You guys remember when Tupac and Biggie would get in their issues, but when Pac passed away, I remember seeing the interview, and I know you guys remember seeing the interview where Big said, even in there, it's like, yo, I would never wish, deletion upon even my biggest haters. So that's what we do as men. We cannot see eye to eye on some things, but we would never, never, ever disrespect a man that passed away. So I want to really talk about these detractors a little bit more because I know that there's some people, and I've seen some videos out there where some women are all in their feelings for whatever reason. And, they got all these negative things to say about the brother. And I said to myself, these people got to be low class, low IQ individuals. I mean, who does that? When a man passes away, you don't sit up there and try to spit on the man's name. You don't do any of that. And there's a popular content creator. She's a black female, and I have no respect for this woman. I don't like the content that she makes. I would call her the trash bag, air mattress lady who likes to talk about early termination of certain men. Now, even that woman, and I think that woman is despicable. I think that she's deplorable. She's somebody I would never respect. But even I would not wish deletion on this woman because I know that there is no coming back from that. So to all you haters that got something to say about this man, knock it off. We don't want to hear it. Try to show respect for people while they still here. Even if you disagree with somebody, understand that there is no coming back from that. And that's what men do. That's what respectful people do. Even if you're a woman out there and you didn't like what he had to say, you don't wish death upon somebody like that. So shout out to the brother. I'm not going to say his name again, but I saw the video he did. And I said to myself, this is what character looks like. And Kevin, you will be dearly missed. Now, I'm going to transition here, and I appreciate you guys for chiming in here or at least watching my content. I see you guys there in the watching on the video. Understand I haven't went live in a long time, so I might be messing up and I might be struggle streaming, so just bear with me. But what I want to do is share my screen again because I want to talk about some of the highlights that Kevin had and the impressions that he left upon me. So I'm going to share my screen here again. I know it's going to look kind of weird, but just bear with me 1 second. Let me get this out of here. So let me share with you guys this. This was one of the videos that after my cousin had left Atlanta hanging out with me, he went back to the West Coast. I watched this video right here, and it was a great video. in this video, and this is the magic of what Kevin can do, he can listen to what a woman can say, feed her the information back, and allow her to hear the mistakes that she's making. She can play it back if she chooses to, but it's on full display for not only her, other women, but also men out there to realize that this is how some women talk. And with this woman is a beautiful woman. And I said to myself when I watched the video, I was like, how the hell is she single? She's absolutely attractive. What's her issue? And then as I watched the video, it's a woman down in H-Town. She lives one of these lives where I like to call these women scenesters. They like to be at events and all of that. And this particular woman, she talked about that she only likes entertainers and all of that. But as you watch the video, right, Kevin's just calling her out on little things, but in a very articulate manner. He don't really get hostile, because he's all about respect. He'll respect you if you respect him. And at the end of this video, if you guys watch it, Kevin is talking about the group that he formed on Facebook and, successful men being married to successful women or, high caliber women. And this woman goes, well, I'm not into business guys. I like athletes. I like entertainers. And at the end of the video, Kevin was talking about his group and he talking about his success that he, helped Dennis Sperling get married. And this group with this $10 million attorney. And this damn woman goes, well, how can I get in your group? I want to get in your group. And Kevin looked at her and said, no, ma'am, you got to apply like everybody else. She was shocked to hear that. And I loved when he did that because he made her realize that, girl, you attractive and all, but you got to go through the steps like everybody else. There's nothing different about you. And in that moment, I was so proud of him because you have to go through life the way you need to go through life. There is going to be no shortcuts. And a lot of these modern women that we talk about, they love taking shortcuts and all that type of stuff. So I really thought that was one of his best videos, especially showing how the ways that modern women talk, I'm going to tell you about another one of the videos that inspired me. Now, we're going to take the modern woman out of this video, but this video right here, this is one of the best Kevin Samuels videos I've ever seen. And in this video, hopefully you guys can see this. He's talking to men here. And you can see my progress bar here, but just note that I've watched this video 2 times and I've alluded to this in other videos. This was one of the most difficult videos I had to get through. And the reason why that is because for me in my life, me personally, I'm 41 years old. I am a low 6-figure earner. I still like to consider myself an average man because I've always thought to myself that there's always room for improvement. But when I watched this video, man, it was so difficult for me to watch it because I knew that I needed to be better as a man. And I got to maybe about I want to say right here, about 15 minutes in, I had to pause it. I had to stop the video. I just couldn't watch it, man, because it was like, he was just like knee deep in my soul, like my father, like putting his foot up my ass and say, man, you need to get out there and just be better. And I had to watch the video in 15-minute increments. And I just watched it. And in this video, he's really talking about things that men have to come to the realization of. Where do you rank among your peers? Are you doing and taking the necessary steps to improve yourself? And I always felt like, man, I was like, shit, man, I got to do better. I got to be better. And he challenged me in this video. And I encourage any man, I don't care if you're making $75,000, watch this video. If you're making $150,000 a year, watch this video. If you're making $300,000, watch this video, because there are nuggets in this video that you can learn from and be able to improve as a man. And when he did that, man, I was like, shit, man, I'm gonna grow my YouTube channel. I'm gonna learn how to do the graphics. I even picked up and started doing other things like drop shipping. And I was like, man, look, I can sit up here and be cool in life with making the low 6 figures that I'm making, or I can strive to be better. And in this particular moment right here, he was talking about brothers. And I remember when I was younger, my friends, I had some fairly successful friends, still do to this day. And we would go out, and I remember being young, and guys would be buying rounds, and I wasn't able to buy the rounds. At that time, I was probably like, really like 25. And me and my guys would go out, and I wasn't really able to like step up and, contribute. So I had to go home, or I wasn't able to, go out and splurge with the boys. But in this video, when he's talking about this, I relate to it so much because in those moments when I was younger and I wasn't making money, I said, man, I'm gonna step my mother effing game up because I don't want to ever go out with the gentleman and I'm not able to carry my load to the table. I'm not really able to help the group. And I said to myself, like, look at this brother talking about something that I went through. And now, shit, when me and the boys go out, I'm the first one to buy rounds. So I love the fact that this brother was talking about something like this. And kind of going back, I'm sorry, I know I'm jumping all over the place, but like I said, I haven't done a live in a long time, so bear with me. But one of my favorite videos, and kind of going back to them haters, I know a lot of women out there, I'm not going to say celebrating the man's passing on, but, I know a lot of women got something to say about him. But let me tell you this, which women are not talking about him? The women that he helped. In this particular video, they'll never tell you about all the good things he's done for women. But when this brother made this video celebrating 1 million subscribers, there were countless men that called into this show. There were countless women that were calling up here talking about, thank you, Mr. Kevin Samuels. You made my relationship better. You made my life better. You made my marriage better. So all of you haters and detractors that happen to be women that are got something negative to say about him and say that he's, somehow talking bad about Black women, watch this video and watch the women that call in and show this man nothing but love because they understand that he made their lives better. Men did it as well. So I don't want to hear that going forward because the man has literally changed a lot of people's lives out there. Now, let me get on to the closing part here, gentlemen. This is not going to be a live stream, a long live stream rather. But I want to talk about how do we get back to where we're doing the things that we need to do to preserve this man's legacy and help this man out. And the reason why I want to do that is because it's very important that we show love to people while they're still here. And when this brother went through, when he passed away, the one thing I kept thinking about was, how can we show people more love while they're still here? We've often been talking about this, especially over the last 4 years, whether you are inside the community or outside of the community, how we need to show appreciation for people more. And I'm really sad that I didn't get a chance to do that. And the brother passed away at such a young age out here. And like I said, I'm still kind of shaken up by this, that this man passed away at such a young age and so abruptly like that, right? But I want to talk about how we can keep this man's legacy alive. And I'm going to say some names here. So to my brother Donovan Sharp, to my brother BGS, to my brother Obsidian, to O'Shea, to MTR, and countless others that, lead attorney, Dennis Sperling, people like that who worked with Kevin and knew Kevin personally. I want to ask those gentlemen, what can we do as content creators, as people who inspire to be better, as men, as women, to really, or good women rather, to help this man's legacy remain intact? And we know that when brothers pass on or men pass on, a lot of things happen to be coming out and saying stuff about men. And I'm not in favor of that. I don't like, talking bad about a brother when he's no longer with us. So how can we help maintain this brother's legacy? What can we do to make sure that this man's name is not tarnished? I'm willing to do anything I possibly can do for you brothers, because I just feel that's the right thing to do. Any type of support that you guys need. I know I'm a scrub in this industry. I'm not a big player. I just started my channel, but I'd be damned if I'm going to sit back and watch this man's legacy be tarnished. So, any of the brothers that I mentioned your name, please let us know. Or if you do a video, not only for me, but for other content creators, what can we do to show respect? Because that's really at the end of the day what it's all about. And lastly, the last thing I'm going to say here, and gents, I'm about to get up out of here. I got a soccer game to go watch here. But the last thing I want to say, I mentioned it earlier. How do we show people more love while they're still here? Because that's a really important thing to be able to do. And I wish I had the opportunity to either send this man an email or donate in his chat or something like that I could have done to show this man just how much he was appreciated by not only me, but other people. So the point I'm making here, gents, is simply let's find ways to give our brothers love, respect while they are still living, because we never know when it might be their last day. And when I get to them pearly gates, brother, I know you always look clean. You was always fresh. I'm going to try to do my best to be a better content creator because you inspired me. I care a lot about my image. Sometimes I wear suits, sometimes I don't. But when I get to them pearly gates, I want to be able to, damn, that looks bad. I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to do the cheers thing. So as I could say, I'm struggle streaming, but I want to salute to you, brother. How can, when I get up there, when other people get up there, I want to be able to say cheers to you, my man, because you inspired so many of us. So fellas, let's find ways to celebrate their lives of the people that really impacted us in a better way. And Kevin, I can't wait till I get up to them pearly gates to where I can sit down at the round table, finally get a chance to shake your hand and tell you thank you for you changing my life, other men's lives, as other women's lives as well, to say thank you. So when I get up there, I hope to have a roundtable discussion with you, Marvin Gaye, Prince, and all the good people that came before us. So goodbye, brother. You will be sadly missed, but we will carry on your legacy and make sure your reputation remains intact. And lastly, to the family, my condolences. Fellas, I want to say thank you guys for watching me struggle stream over here. I've seen a few people come in here. I want to say thank you guys so much for doing this. And Kevin, until next time, I'm out. But brother, you always will be respected here by members of the community and also by members outside of the community, because you did a lot of good work. Cheers, my brother. I'm out. Thank you guys for watching me. I'll see you guys next time. Peace. I'm out.